Hello, how are you? This is Alice Company from Beam's Crafty Corner. Today we're going to be making kind of a twofer. We're going to be making some bookmarks, and we're going to be making some paper clips, but they're both paper clips, okay? So, yeah, we're going to be making both of these. Easy peasy stuff. This is mindless crafting. I'm going to get out the supplies, and I'll be right back, and we'll kind of walk through these. I'll be right back. Okay, so supplies. You need bases. Now, if you don't have, these, you could certainly do this by just getting some manila folders and cutting out the shapes that you want. For the bookmark, you just want a long piece. For the little paper clip, you just want something that's a decent size that you can build on. That's it, okay? The original ones I used, some pictures. But you don't have to. If you don't want to use pictures, don't use pictures. The ones we're going to do today, we're going to be using some other things. So I have some things out here. I have some lace, and I have a yo-yo, I have a butterfly, flowers, a couple of appliques, even a button, okay? So we're going to be using those. We're going to be using some ink and our dauber, and we're going to be using some stamps. I used some alpha stamps originally, but we're going to be using these today. I'm going to be using some StazOn, and I'm going to be using just some regular, beige. Piece of heavyweight cardstock. For me, that's file folder. And some paper clips. Now, you can use any kind of paper clip you like. I prefer to use these because all of the parts that can catch on my book are on the inside. All right, so a paper clip is really just a spring, and you have to put tension on it someplace. When you use a regular paper clip, you tend to put tension where the wires come together, and so it can often tear the pages. With this, you don't have to need tension exposed. So that's why I prefer these particular types of paper clips. And let's get these out of the way. Come here, you little boogers. Okay, so we're going to get started, and the first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be inking our base pieces. And for me, I'm just going to hit that. We'll do this one too. And we're going to do an alternate base, which I'm going to show you out of using leftover file folder for that, okay? And it's not important to ink the little ones, but the bigger ones you're going to want to ink away. All right, so I have those inked. We're going to get rid of these, and I'm going to be back to show you the alternative base for this. I'll be right back. All right, so an alternative base. This is Recollections 110-pound cardstock. You could use some lightweight chipboard, whatever you want to use. It's up to you. I'm going to cut a strip that is 2.5, and then 3 and 3. So 2.5 by 3, and I'm going to cut a few of these because I want this to be, pretty strong. So again, 2.5 by 3, and I think 3 of these ought to do it. Okay. Now, I don't want them to be square, so I'm going to round the corners here, and I'm going to use whatever corner rounder you have. I happen to have this nice big one. So, I'm just going to put that in, punch, turn, punch, and I'm going to do all of these, and then I'm going to glue them up. Okay. Now, if you don't have a big corner punch like this, just use a regular corner punch. Or any edge punch you may have. That'll work too. Let's see if we can get that in there and get that one punched properly. There we go. Okay. So now I have all of those, and I'm just going to glue them up. You can use any kind of glue you want. Let's see if this one works. Probably not, but we'll try it. Nope, not working. Waiting for glue to come down. Poked myself. Owie. All of my glue bottles are gummed up. There's one. All right. So that's all three. Now that's pretty thick. And it will work just fine. Okay, so again, ow, that hurt. I'm just going to ink it up. And now we have three bases. Okay, so I am going to go and put this ink away, this glue away that bit me, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have out my stamps, I have out my StazOn, and I'm not using a block for this because I don't really, it doesn't really matter. I'm just getting parts of the stamp in different spots. You may want to put something on your desk to protect your work surface. That is entirely up to you. But I'm basically just going to be using this stamp and just turning it and just stamping it on here. And all I'm doing is creating my base. Okay? That was easy. Okay, so that's that part. I'll clean that in a minute. Put this away. So now, sorry about the arm there, guys. You know, as I've said a dozen times, everything is right there. Well, there. But you get the idea. I have my hot glue over here warming up. And I have a pile of stuff. I have some vintage blue lace and some white lace, and I have this. And I have some muslin. And I have some of this lace. This is pretty. I have some black lace, some other black lace. I've got some net, a little bit of cording, just some base pieces, okay? So we're going to bring this over, and we're just going to go ahead and get started. And basically all we're doing here is just laying things down. I love this stuff. That works for me. Let's see if we got hot glue. Oh, it's working. Okay. Now you don't have to use hot glue for this. You can use any glue that you want. You can use your Fabri-Tac, your 3-in-1, whatever. That is entirely up to you. Okay, let that cool, and I'll move on to the next one. Let's see. Vintage blue. Does not want to fray. So we'll re-tear it. Okay. I want to make this look a little grungy too. Out. Get over there. Let's do this. A little bit of that. We could do one of these. And then we'd have to put a flower on there, wouldn't we? Yeah. All right. Hot glue. Fabric. Hot glue. Lace. Hot glue. Yo-yo. Then we need a flower. It's gotta be a big one. A big, gaudy flower. Alright, let me see. Do I want a big one or a small one? We're gonna go with that one. No. You know what? I think I have the perfect one. Yep. There it is. Alright. Now this has one of those sticky dot things on the back, so I'm taking that off. Never sticks to anything until you don't want it to. Alright, so there's our flower. Right there. There. and off to the side to cool. Now we're going to work on this one, which is the longer one. This is like a bookmark kind of thing. So, some hot glue. Stick this little piece on there. And then one of these. I could do one of these. Can't get that off of there. There we go. Didn't want to come off. I'm pretty sure these are K & Company. I love them, so I started buying them up when I saw them, because, you know, most companies have a habit of discontinuing things. And I have a flower, and I'm going to put the flower right here, so I'm going to add a little bit more glue. Put the flower right there. Boy, that's boring, isn't it? I know, but it's okay. All right, so I'm going to clear all this up, and I'll be right back, and we'll put the backs on these. Right back. So to attach our paper clips, we are going to cut a piece that is 1.5 by 1. One and a half by 1. Okay. And that is because that fits almost perfectly on the back of that. Okay? So if you need to trim a little bit off because, you know, maybe your 1 inch isn't good enough, maybe it's 7/8, just trim a little bit off, okay? And then we're going to put our paper clips on to these. And this one, because it's really big, doesn't really matter. Okay. And then we're going to use our hot glue again. Now, again, you can use whatever glue you want. Hot glue is just quick and easy, so it works for me for this project. On the side that has the 2 eyeballs, we're going to put hot glue. Hot glue. And then we're just going to put this on the back. And then I'm going to put a clamp on this because it's hot and I don't want to burn my fingers. Okay? Same thing with this one. Little hot glue on the eyeball side. Clamp. And then this one, since it's so big, it doesn't really matter. You know, as far as cutting this piece down, I'm just going to load it up with some hot glue and put it on the back here. Ah, hot, hot, hot. Not really. I'm just being silly. There we go. Okay, I'm going to let these cool. I'm going to come back. We'll take a look at the final product and do all the other stuff. I'll be right back. So here's all the finished pieces. So, you know, we have some just paper clips, basically. Slightly larger than normal paper clips, you know, and they do have, they're made of wood, so it's a different element. And we also have some bookmarks. So with these, let me get my out of print book in. You know, you just take this and you can cut it down at the end if it's too tall for your book, but you can basically just clip it onto your pages and have a bookmark that shows where your page goes, you know, where you're at. And because of how high up on the back the paper clip is, most of your paper clip is going to stick out of the top, which looks adorable. And if you want more to stick out, you can just put this lower down the clip. Yeah. All right. So that's it. That's all I have for you today. If you're new here and you haven't done so already, hit the button for me and subscribe. Like me, ring my bell, share me with all your friends. And check out the community tab. Tells you everything that I've got going on, the who, what, when, why, and where of my life. And why not join our Facebook group? There's a link in the description box below. You can go over there and join up and, play along with us. We have a lot of games and fun things like that we do over in the group. Until I see you again, stay well, my friends. Bye-bye.